The creative process involved in game design is an art form that intertwines technology and imagination. That was a quote from Sid Meier, who has 26 video games under his name. You might have heard of some, such as Civilization. But I didn't come here to talk today about Sid Meier. I came to talk about my own personal experiences with the creation process of video games, more specifically, video game levels. Counter-Strike was my game of choice growing up. It is a multiplayer first-person shooter where teams work to complete objectives like defusing bombs, rescuing hostages, or stopping the other team from doing that. It's known for its competitive gameplay, emphasis on teamwork, and it has a very strategic approach, which makes it a popular title for esports. If you download the tools for it, Counter-Strike has a robust editor, but you wouldn't know it the first time you open it. You're met with 4 black rectangles sitting in front of you, a white grid overlaying each of them. There's buttons cascading down the sides, ribboned out across the top. It's really overwhelming, but that's the Hammer editor, and that is my canvas. I was never good at drawing, writing, or many other common displays of creativity. I had ideas, but I didn't know what to do with them. But when I found out about the Hammer editor, that all changed. I already had hundreds of hours playing Counter-Strike. I knew it made good maps, but that wasn't enough to make a good map. I spent many hours researching, sketching out layouts, making blueprints. All of them were pretty poorly drawn, but they were enough to get my ideas down on paper so I wouldn't forget them when I came back to them. I could transform those, rough sketches that I put onto paper into real playable maps. It all started with an idea. When I first started making normal maps for the main game, at first I started making normal maps for the main game, but then I began to transition to alternative game modes. Hide and seek was my favorite of those. I love the control that as a level designer I had over every little nook and cranny, every spot on the map that somebody was going to hide. I loved adding secret doors, walls you could walk through, teleporters, all the above. I loved being involved in that process. Every corner of the map was mine. I'd get inspiration from tons of places, but my largest map was a hide and seek map of the Pentonville Prison, a prison in England. Pentonville Prison has 4 large wings that all connect through a common corridor area. Hundreds of cells in each wing, too many corners to count, and hundreds of hours of my life went into just making this map alone, just transforming it from Google Images into an actual playable Counter-Strike hide-and-seek map. And I enjoyed every second of it. That was when I started to learn about people who are professional level designers. I guess that makes sense, right? Somebody's got to make the world of the video games that we all play. But that never really was a thought that ran through my mind. As I got more advanced with the Hammer editor, I started learning about scripting. Scripts are basically pieces of code that you can attach to game objects or just have running in the background that do certain things. I'd already done a little bit of coding at the time, but the intersection of coding and what I enjoyed was even better. Days, weeks, months even passed by as I slowly made progress on the Pentonville map. Eventually, I didn't have as much time to make levels anymore. With school and responsibilities stacking up, it just wasn't there. But that passion for coding and creating never died. Just like with level design and coding, you can take any idea and make it into reality. I started taking computer science classes during high school, and the adults always said it was a lucrative career, which you could make a lot of money. It seemed like for many people in my class, that's all they were there for, but I actually enjoyed coding, and I still really do. I think starting with the Hammer editor allowed me to enjoy the creative process that is inherent to a lot of coding. Overall, today I wouldn't be where I am at Texas A&M studying computer science if it wasn't for the video game level editor. Hammer didn't open my eyes to the world of creativity, but it gave me the tools to make what I could always see from others.